might think every corner of the Earth has been mapped out by now, especially with no explorers in wooden ships sailing the seas. But there are still places on this planet that remain untouched, completely off limits. And trust me, even if you dreamed of visiting them, it's just not happening. Ready to dive into some of the most forbidden spots you'll never set foot on? Let's get started. Number 10. Gangkhar-Puensum. Gangkhar-Puensum, known as the White Peak of the Three Spiritual Brothers, holds the title as the highest unclimbed mountain on Earth. Located in Bhutan, it's also the 40th tallest peak overall. Despite 4 teams attempting the climb in the mid-1980s, brutal weather conditions stopped them in their tracks. But if you're itching to be the first to conquer it, think again. In 1994, Bhutan banned climbing mountains over 6,000 meters due to local spiritual beliefs, and by 2003, mountaineering was banned altogether. Adding to the mystery, the mountain's exact geography remains disputed, with different countries placing the range on different parts of the map. So even before you could strap on your gear, you'd have to navigate a bureaucratic maze and challenge the Bhutanese government. With all these hurdles, it's safe to say Gangkhar-Puensum will likely remain an untouchable peak for a long time to come. Number 9. The Mariana Trench. Beneath the Pacific Ocean's surface, east of the Philippines, stretches the Mariana Trench, a 1,500-mile-long scar in the Earth's crust and the deepest point in our oceans. At its lowest known depth, the Challenger Deep plunges to an astonishing 36,070 feet. To put that in perspective, if you placed Mount Everest inside this abyss, its peak would still lie over a mile underwater. This mysterious trench is home to some of the most bizarre life forms imaginable. Among them are xenophyophores, peculiar single-celled organisms that craft intricate exoskeletons from the minerals around them. Their existence pushes the boundaries of what we understand about life in extreme environments. Some even wonder if colossal sea creatures, yet undiscovered, lurk in these depths. While it's true that the Mariana Trench is shrouded in perpetual darkness and frigid temperatures ranging between 34 and 39 degrees Fahrenheit, there's a surprising twist. Scattered throughout are hydrothermal vents that release water heated up to a scorching 700 degrees Fahrenheit. This creates a surreal world where freezing cold and intense heat coexist just feet apart. But don't worry, you'd be crushed by the overwhelming pressure long before that scalding water could reach you. Number 8. Siberian Sakha Republic. The Siberian Sakha Republic spans a staggering 20% of Russia, most of it lying above the Arctic Circle, an area notorious for its hostility to human life. With temperatures often plunging to -40 degrees Fahrenheit or lower, is no easy feat. To give you a sense of scale, this region is roughly the size of India, yet remains largely unexplored. Why? The land is buried under a thick layer of permafrost, frozen soil that's rock-hard but not even ice. Navigating this frozen wilderness is nearly impossible. It's a brutal, unforgiving environment where the ground itself refuses to budge. Number 7. Yucatan cenotes. The Yucatan cenotes in Mexico are an eerie, vast network of underground caves. These cenotes formed when the limestone bedrock collapsed, creating deep, mysterious caverns. Caves are already some of the least explored places on Earth, but when they're submerged in water, like parts of the Yucatan cenotes, the challenge becomes even greater. Interestingly, even marine life avoids these underwater caves. Perhaps they know something we don't, and if that doesn't give you chills, ancient Mayans once used cenotes for sacrificial offerings. Maybe some places are best left untouched. No good can come from stirring what lies beneath. Number 6. Star Mountains. The Star Mountains of Papua New Guinea are a massive, towering range that stretches from the Indonesian border to the Hindenburg Range. though the Hindenburg doesn't have quite as cool a name. One of the most dramatic features here is the Hindenburg Wall, a series of mile-high limestone plateaus that rise up like natural fortresses. This area is so remote and untouched that it's developed a completely unique ecosystem. A biological survey found over 1,100 species living in this region, and about 100 of them had never been found anywhere else on Earth. But that's not all. The Star Mountains are also believed to be one of the wettest places on the planet, soaking up a staggering 10,000 millimeters of rain annually. The first Western expedition into these mountains was led by Dutch colonial civil servant Jan Sneap in 1959. Armed with 2 small Bell helicopters, the team battled extreme altitudes that forced one helicopter to crash, leaving them to rely on manpower to explore the region's rugged terrain. Number 5. Vale do Javari, Brazil. Now we head to Vale do Javari in Brazil, a place where no modern human has ever set foot. This area is home to 14 uncontacted tribes, among the last of their kind. In fact, about 3,000 indigenous people live here, untouched by modern civilization. They've never seen a car, a wheel, or anything from the outside world. The Brazilian government has made entering this Austria-sized region illegal, keeping a distant eye on the tribes from the skies. These people live as humanity did before the dawn of agriculture, completely isolated from the modern age. The National Indian Foundation states that this region has the greatest concentration of isolated tribes in both the Amazon and the entire world. Number 4. The Namib Desert. The Namib may not be the world's largest desert, but it is almost certainly the oldest. Unlike the Sahara, which only became a desert about 12,000 years ago, the Namib has been bone dry for at least 55 million years, possibly even 80 million. Back when the Sahara was a lush savanna teeming with African wildlife, the Namib was already a harsh, uninhabitable landscape. Exploring it today? Well, better pack more than one water bottle. This place is among the driest on Earth, averaging just 2 millimeters of rain annually. Covering 31,000 square miles, the Namib Desert is mostly deserted, save for a few small indigenous communities tough enough to survive its extreme conditions. Unfortunately for Namibia, this barren wasteland dominates the country's geography, leaving behind little more than endless stretches of sand, with only the hardiest plants and animals managing to scrape by on the barest drops of water. And then there's the infamous Skeleton Coast. No one knows how many ships have met their end along its shores, swallowed up by the shifting dunes and unforgiving ocean. What's left are ghostly wrecks, silent monuments to nature's relentless power. Number 3. Tsingy de Bemaraha National Park. Tsingy de Bemaraha National Park lies on Madagascar's remote western edge. Madagascar, long hidden from European explorers, has always had an air of mystery. The name Tsingy comes from the Malagasy word meaning where one cannot walk barefoot, and one look at the sharp limestone peaks explains why. These jagged formations act like a natural fortress, keeping most of the park's terrain untouched and unexplored for centuries. Those towering needle-like rocks make navigating this area nearly impossible, leaving much of it frozen in time, unchanged from its prehistoric origins. Number 2. North Sentinel Island. If there's one place you should absolutely avoid, it's North Sentinel Island. Tucked away in the Bay of Bengal, this remote island is home to the Sentinelese, a tribe that's made it clear they want no contact with the outside world, and they'll defend that stance with deadly force. Unlike other indigenous groups, the Sentinelese are entirely isolated from modern society. Technically, the island falls under Indian jurisdiction, but the government takes a hands-off approach, respecting the tribe's wishes to be left in peace. The last known interaction with the Sentinelese ended in tragedy. In 2006, two fishermen accidentally drifted too close and were killed by the tribe. It's a reminder that some places are simply better left unexplored. While there are many remote areas on Earth, like parts of Antarctica or the North Pole, North Sentinel Island stands out as one of the most dangerous and mysterious places still untouched by civilization. Number 1. Greenland. Greenland, despite being a country, remains largely uncharted. At a staggering 8 million square miles, it's the world's largest island, but 80% of that is buried under ice. Some of that ice is up to 3,200 meters thick and has been around for hundreds of thousands of years. With only 56,000 people calling Greenland home, there's little reason to venture into the harsh, frozen wilderness. The sheer size and brutal conditions make large parts of Greenland virtually uninhabitable. Now that we've explored some of Earth's most remote places, do you feel the urge to visit any of them? Know of any similar hidden spots? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss out on our next adventure. Thanks for watching,